Welcome back to Rotten Donut, where we dig up the lost, the weird, and the what the hell were they thinking? Today, we're diving into Dino Crisis, the game that dared to mix survival horror with dinosaurs, and choices more confusing than explaining Dark Souls lore to a casual gamer. Strap in, because this is a wild ride through one of Capcom's most ambitious and criminally underappreciated franchises. Before we had Resident Evil with werewolves or Silent Hill with whatever Konami is doing these days, Capcom gave us Dino Crisis, a survival horror game where instead of zombies, you ran for your life from prehistoric nightmares. This wasn't just another Jurassic Park ripoff. Dino Crisis mixed tense resource management, branching choices, and an atmosphere so stressful it made you question every door you opened. But how did we get from a world in crisis to dinosaurs eating scientists? Well, it all starts with a genius who thought messing with time was a good idea. By 2009, the world was running out of energy. Oil, coal, and let's be honest, my patience with remakes nobody asked for were all on the verge of extinction. Enter Dr. Edward Kirk, a scientist with more ego than common sense, who confidently declares, "Relax, I've got the solution, third energy." What's third energy? Supposedly, it's a revolutionary clean power source. In reality, it causes massive explosions, tears holes in space-time, and oh yeah, summons dinosaurs to a secret island. The government, seeing how brilliantly this is going, pulls Kirk's funding. His response? To disappear to Ibis Island with a private lab, a mysterious research team, zero oversight, and keeps playing God. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler, everything.
The snack for survivors.
The result of Kirk's recklessness isn't just a prehistoric nightmare, it's a cautionary tale. Dino Crisis wasn't just about dinosaurs, it was about humanity's hubris. His reckless experiments with third energy show the dangers of tampering with forces we barely understand. What could have been a simple run-for-your-life game turned into a gripping sci-fi horror story, layered with mystery, corporate conspiracy, and the terrifying consequences of unchecked ambition. And of course, when things inevitably spiral out of control, the government finally realizes that maybe letting a mad scientist run wild on a secret island wasn't the best idea. Who could have guessed? Their solution? Send in S.O.R.T. to clean up the mess. The Secret Operation Raid Team is an elite squad tasked with securing Kirk and shutting down his disastrous experiments. Unfortunately for them, they have no idea they're about to star in Jurassic Park, the Survival Horror Edition. Let's meet our unfortunate heroes. Regina, the badass redhead, weapons expert, and quite literally the only one with common sense. She's the protagonist, the one keeping everyone alive, and the sole reason this mission doesn't end in 5 minutes. Gale, the cold, mission-first leader who would probably sell his own grandma for a scrap of intel. He's the kind of guy who makes you wonder, is he really on our side? Or just on his own? Rick, the team's tech guy and designated 90s cool dude. He's here to hack doors, crack jokes, and remind us that even in life-or-death situations, there's always time for a little sarcasm. And then there's Cooper. You might be wondering, who is Cooper? Exactly. He's the poor guy who gets separated from the team and immediately becomes a dino snack. You know the rule, if a mission starts with someone getting eaten, it's only going downhill from there. And now you might be wondering, why are we even talking about Cooper? Cooper's quick demise isn't just a shock moment. It sets the tone for the entire game. No one is safe. From the very start, Dino Crisis establishes that this isn't your typical action-packed rescue mission. It's a fight for survival. Beyond the constant threat of being eaten alive, the team's dynamic adds tension and personality to the story. Regina's resourcefulness and Gale's questionable morals create a compelling push and pull, while Rick provides much-needed levity to balance out the horror. Their interactions aren't just filler. They shape the way the story unfolds and keep the player engaged amid all the prehistoric chaos. And just when things couldn't get any worse, welcome to Dinosaur Hell. The mission is simple: capture Kirk and go home. But when they arrive, they find abandoned labs filled with corpses. The island is a graveyard, and the team quickly realizes they're not alone. Velociraptors lurking like Black Friday shoppers fighting over a TV. These predators are smart, fast, and deadly. A T-Rex with separation issues. Just when you think you've lost it, it crashes back into your life, literally. Survival isn't just about shooting dinosaurs, it's about outsmarting them. Every decision matters. Do you fight or flee? Do you conserve ammo or risk a close encounter? The game constantly thrusts players into high-stakes situations where one wrong move could be their last. And that's what makes Dino Crisis stand out. While it borrows heavily from Resident Evil's survival horror formula, it takes things a step further by introducing a new layer of challenge: unpredictability. The dinosaurs, with their raw intelligence and relentless ferocity, keep you on edge. But it's not just about dealing with them, it's about managing limited resources, solving intricate puzzles, and ensuring you survive long enough to face them. What truly sets Dino Crisis apart is how it challenges you to survive, not just fight. The mechanics force you to think strategically at every turn. Ammo is scarce, health is fragile, and the environment is merciless. Every decision, whether to conserve resources, solve a puzzle, or pick the perfect moment to fight, determines your chances of survival. It's not just about shooting your way through, it's about enduring the relentless danger lurking around every corner.
Emergency lockdown in progress. What's going on?
Oh.
And just when you think the chaos is finally over, think again. Dino Crisis offers 4 different endings, but the canon one goes like this. Regina, fed up with Gale's constant nagging, because seriously, he won't shut up, knocks him out, captures Kirk, and they make their escape by helicopter. Just as it seems they're in the clear, the T-Rex makes one final surprise entrance. But Rick, ever the hero, saves the day by blowing it up with a well-placed bomb. The lab explodes, supposedly destroying third energy. Or so they think. Closed ending? Not even close. Why this matters? The multiple endings weren't just a fun way to wrap things up. They added replayability, letting players explore different outcomes. But the canon ending? It left the door wide open for sequels. The destruction of third energy was never as final as it seemed, and the game's lingering mysteries kept fans hooked, eagerly wondering what would happen next. With Dino Crisis leaving fans hungry for more, Capcom saw an opportunity and said, "This makes money, let's milk it." Dino Crisis 2. More action, less horror. Regina returns, but this time the slow, tense survival horror is swapped for fast-paced, arcade-style dino shooting. Imagine Call of Duty, but with dinosaurs. Bigger guns, more explosions, and a relentless kill count that feels more Jurassic Park meets Rambo than a true sequel to the original. Dino Crisis 3. You know what this franchise needs? Space and dinosaurs, of course. The result? A disaster that nobody asked for, featuring mutant dinosaurs, and a plot so bad even hardcore fans pretend it never happened. And just like that, the franchise died. The shift from survival horror to full-blown action alienated longtime fans, and Dino Crisis 3's bizarre space setting was the final nail in the coffin. Capcom's attempt to reinvent the series backfired spectacularly, leaving Dino Crisis as yet another classic franchise lost to time, waiting for a comeback that may never come. Fans have been begging for decades for a remake, but instead, Capcom keeps tossing them lazy ports and Exoprimal, a random dinosaur shooter that nobody asked for. Sure, rumors of a revival pop up from time to time, but let's be real. Capcom is too busy with Resident Evil 9. Monster Hunter is still their favorite dinosaur franchise, even though, let's face it, those are clearly dragons. They probably assume nobody remembers Dino Crisis anyway. But here's the thing, if Dead Space got a remake and Silent Hill is making a comeback, Capcom has no excuse anymore. The survival horror genre is thriving, and if done right, Dino Crisis could be a massive hit. Despite its flaws and Capcom's neglect, Dino Crisis remains a cult classic. It was a bold experiment that blended science fiction, horror, and action in a way few games had attempted before. Its influence can still be felt in modern titles like The Forest and Ark, Survival Evolved, which also throw humans into the jaws of prehistoric predators. But Dino Crisis is more than just a relic of the past. It's a franchise that deserves more than nostalgia. It deserves a revival, a chance to introduce a new generation to the thrill of surviving a dinosaur apocalypse. Until then, we'll keep dreaming of the day Regina returns, ready to kick some T-Rex butt and remind us why we fell in love with survival horror in the first place. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Rotten Donut for more deep dives into gaming's greatest hits and misses, and let us know in the comments, what's your favorite Dino Crisis moment? Until next time, stay sharp and watch out for those raptors.
Dino Crisis.